Say we're doing with humanity or celebrating the cretaceous, the next part. So basically this Mexico country, okay, why is it still yellow? Yeah, that color. They start to basically take over a lot of this land here. Yeah, so and they take this land and basically go up forward, and they take a lot of land and go up here. Explorers from the Mexican country also no explorers from the Mexican country also start to explore, and they see a lot of land here. They explore up to here, which they realize that this is a whole continent. The Mexican country actually quickly becomes the second most powerful country. These countries, which used to be the most powerful countries in the world, are now no longer. The highest of them is the blue team, was still at number 3 in the world. Number 1 is this country here. Number 2 is the Mexico country. So, yeah, that's the power rankings here. But there will be expansions in Europe. So this country is currently the fifth most powerful country. And they're going to hit a roadblock as some settlers are going to settle this part right here, which is where Russia and Ukraine. No, not where Russia and Ukraine is. Ukraine's over here. But where Poland is right now. So this little country here will become its own country here, and basically they will become an independent country. Basically, this Swedish country will have its own. It's not Swedish country. Norwegian country will have its first rival, which is this country here and this bluish country up here. This causes the Norwegian country to not really be happy, as they can't really expand further down, as most of this land is not really. As most of the countries are currently still coastal countries. Meanwhile, the Scottish country, they expand further down, and they take over a huge chunk of land here. So this Scottish country, they take over a huge chunk of land. However, a new country was formed in this island here. This is a Wales country, and their capital will be up here. They will be isolated from the rest of the world. The only country they know of now is the Scottish country. They do send settlers down here, and they do take over a lot of these English islands. But other than that, they don't really do anything. So basically, they start to become basically a European version of Polynesia. Or basically, they start to settle a lot of these islands here and claim a lot of these islands. So this is basically kind of like a England and Wales country. So after like 20 or 30 years, they take over all these islands, which means this is all owned by the same government, and they kind of use boats to go from each other, which is pretty cool. Meanwhile, this Polish country starts to find out there's way more. They find out there's way more, and this is the new discovery, is this area here. The Polish country, which is that's what we're calling it, starts to basically expand into mainland Europe, or what is of mainland Europe, and they expand into what is modern day Germany. And meanwhile, the Polish explorers also go all the way over here, and they discover there's a lot more land. So some of these people that are of a different culture, they move to down here, and they take over all of this area here, and yeah. This country is there's no Greece and Balkans in this world yet, so, in the Cretaceous. So basically, this is a Ukraine country, no, this is like a Romanian country, and yeah, that's that country. So meanwhile, back to North America, there is a war between the green team and the orange team. The orange team takes away a lot of these areas here. The green team is very weak, so the orange team moves further down and defeats and submits the dark green team into their territory, leaving them with just this little land here, as they didn't want the whole country, which means this dark green team is off the hook as of now, but they are kind of, they have kind of had a major blow to the economy and their land. However, the orange team starts to colonize this little island up here. This is Newfoundland, and they start to colonize it. Basically, they colonize half of it, saying settlers to the island as well. Meanwhile, the Greenland country starts to expand. Greenland is actually much warmer, so humanity is able to expand on this island this part of the landmass pretty easily. As it's basically in the same climate as the old superpowers, and in Scotland and these Norwegian countries. There aren't really many hot countries at this moment. Meanwhile, humanity starts to explore a lot of the European land, and they discover there's a massive island here. Yeah, they don't know that's connected to anything else. They just think, oh, there's this massive island here. Yeah, so the poorest country decides to colonize even more of this massive island, not realizing this is an actual big landmass where a lot of people can live. Also, the poorest team moves further south to colonize this area here, which causes the poorest team to take over a lot of this land over here. Europe, they don't know, but this is a huge landmass. There's no Himalayas yet, so there isn't really any worry about that stuff as of now. But the European countries expand, and there's this massive island here. They realize there's another island here, and they also discover Crimea, but no one lives in Crimea yet, and there's no countries in Crimea. So, meanwhile, this country starts to expand into this little island here, and yeah. Meanwhile, the Mexico country starts to colonize all of Baja California. Yeah, going all the way down to the tip and even colonizing the islands by it. Yeah, it's making this Mexico country now the number one most powerful country in the world. As the world is mostly just North America at this point. The blue team, however, starts to expand further inland. They first start to colonize the modern-day Nevada, and they are very successful in doing so, making this colonization very successful. However, a new country is created up here. These countries don't want to be a part of the Mexico country. I know this is the same color as that country, okay. They don't want to be a part of this Mexico country, so they basically form their own country up here. And this is what makes the Mexico country is very upset about this. They also put the capital up here, and that's this new country over here. They're basically kind of these types of people, but they just moved and settled their own country. Same thing happens with this blue team, as well as a new white-green country is formed here as well. This is the lime green team, and this is kind of like a lime team, and they basically are where LA is, and they have their own country now too. So there's two new countries now formed in North America, and they continue to explore Asia, and they realize there's a lot of land here. The explorers could explore even parts of where the Caspian Sea would be, and they realize this is a massive continent here. That the North Americans who left for Europe realize that after a while, this is a massive continent. A massive sprawling landmass with a lot of untapped land. Meanwhile, a new team is created here. This is this weirdest color team, this cyan team. So basically you have this cyan team now. And they colonize all of these little islands here. And then there's another team created. Another country created, which is over here. This country will basically be this team. And a bunch of new cultures are created, and a bunch of new countries are created as well. There's also been exploration into the European continent, realizing there's a lot of land here. They discover a lot of this European continent, and they discover basically all the way up to here. They discover there's this massive island here, so the Polish team basically set up for exploration to basically colonize this whole land here. They also colonize this island and this island here too, creating basically a new very powerful country. A new team, the Dark Red team, was created. They also are a new country. So the Dark Red team in North America, or in Europe, is created. They start to explore a lot of this land here. Yeah, and they realize there's a lot of land up here. Yeah, and the Swedish country, however, does not like this all too much, and they start to expand their claims onto North America. Not North America, Scandinavia, making them one of the biggest and most powerful countries at this moment, as they thus took a huge chunk of land. However, this populist team also expands further up north, as they're able to now, and now they control a lot of the coastal lands as well. Meanwhile, this area is going to start to be filled in. This area here. So this team expands towards here, and this color team, this weirdest color team, don't know what, I think it's like a light purple team. They expand further north. And the green team even expands a little bit. Dark green team expands a little bit as well. And the pink team takes a lot of land. And the orange team takes the rest, obviously. Creating basically the first fully colonized area, because there's no southern US. So basically this land, this area is now basically the center of power and trade of the world. Remember, it used to be up here, but now it's transferred to down here, to basically down here. These are all the richest countries out, but there's also a new hub of trade rising, which is in Asia and Europe. So that's it about this video. So yeah, this video wasn't going to be very long, obviously, as well. And that's about this video here. Goodbye.